Police Department is investigating a third-degree assault, classifying it as a hate crime against the LGBTQA+ community under Nebraska law in the Clary Act.
The incident is reported to have occurred Sunday, March 30th between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. outside the Jorgensen Hall on the sidewalk. The parties were walking when they were stopped by an unknown male suspect. The suspect made derogatory comments and assaulted one of the group members before fleeing on foot. Earlier today, Chancellor Rodney Bennett sent an email saying it is incumbent upon all of us to ensure our University of Nebraska-Lincoln community supports the success of all students, faculty, and staff. As a reminder, a wide range of services are available to help you succeed.
UNLPD is telling students to remain alert and aware when walking home, walk with a friend or in a group in well-lit and busy routes, after dark. Never accept rides from strangers. It's okay to be rude to someone if they are making you uncomfortable, and use the campus bus services or request a safe walk from the UNLPD if you are walking alone. If you feel like someone is following you, move to a populated area or to a building you know is open. Cause a scene if you feel threatened and yell if necessary. More safety resources can be found at safety.unl.edu.
If you have any information regarding the case, please contact UNLPD at 402-472-2222. Nebraska's weather has done it again. After a beautiful sunny week last week, we are seeing some cloudy, chillier weather today.
And as the saying goes, April showers bring May flowers. Let's check in with Nebraska Nightly's forecaster, Sophie Farrell, for the weather.
Thank you, guys. So right now there is a wind advisory in effect in Nebraska, and that includes the Lancaster area. This will be in effect till 7 p.m. this evening. This is bringing southeasterly winds from 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. This wind advisory can blow unsecured objects, tree limbs can be blown to the ground, and it can make it difficult and unsafe to drive. Currently, we are seeing temperatures that are a little bit around 53 degrees with southeasterly winds around 36 miles per hour with 55% humidity levels. We do have a slight chance of hazardous weather for tonight. On our hazardous weather outlook, it shows showers and thunderstorms with the severity level of 2 out of 5, and the severity will be the worst at 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Tonight's conditions, we will see temperatures around 46 degrees and showers likely before 11 p.m. Breezy winds from the southeast, and a chance of precipitation is around 60%. For our 7-day forecast, we are beginning with weathers in the 60s, with a drop a little bit towards the end of the week to the mid and lower 50s on Saturday. And then through the weekend, we are seeing the same 50-degree temperatures, 52, 56, and up to 60 degrees back on Tuesday. Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the desk.
Today is the day the ASUN election began this morning at 8 a.m. and will end tomorrow night at 8 p.m. At the top of the ballot are the presidential candidates. That includes Luke McDermott, the Ascend campaign, Jack Burgess with the Independent campaign, and Libby Wilkins with the Catalyst campaign. All UNL students have access to vote through MyRed, and the ballot will include a vote for a student body president, internal vice president, external vice president, college senate representatives, committee for fee allocations, committee for grant selection, and funding initiatives.
The UNL National Residence Hall Honorary hosted its annual Shave the Brave event last Friday. This year's event, themed Harmonies of Heroes, saw 8 people go bald in solidarity with childhood cancer patients. The hair from the event will be donated to make wigs, and more than $1,400 raised will also be put to good use, helping children with cancer fight against the disease. Event organizer Gavin Moore made the choice to cut his hair as a way to not only give back, but remember his first few semesters at UNL.
I think in a way this shave is kind of honoring my experience this first year in college. So much new has happened here, and I just feel like this is adding on top of it, and it's just really making this experience a memorable one.
Also among the participants was Nebraska Nightly's own Nathan Ertzer, who purposely grew out his hair for nearly 2 years with the intention of donating.
UNL students are hitting the lanes as part of the university's Student Bowling League. Nebraska Nightly's Mackenzie Noble takes us to East Campus.
At the Nebraska East Union Bowling Alley, students gather every week. The bowling league is organized through SLICE, UNL's Student Leadership, Involvement, and Community Engagement program. More and more students are finding activities that blend competition with social connection.
It builds relationship, it builds community, it fosters engagement. Then the other thing is that we've had some students who made friends that continued through their entire career because they met through Bowling League.
While some participants come for the competition, others use it as a stress reliever and something to look forward to. It becomes an alternative to screen time.
It's been absolutely awesome. It's just been really great getting to know people and also honestly further bowling skills. I mean, it's something you can use for the rest of your life.
Recreational leagues like this are becoming increasingly popular on college campuses. Students seek out more in-person engagement post-pandemic. With a semester-ending tournament, some bowlers are taking their game more seriously, and others are still there just for a good time.
Just the supportive energy from my teammates and just being able to have fun while doing it. They're seriously so supportive. And just being able to cheer for all of our wins, but also just the funny moments of getting 0.
And it's not just about the game. The league gives many students a sense of belonging, something university leaders are working to foster.
I think it's longevity. We have continued to do this and we fill up every year. The fact that we had to turn away teams because we fill up so fast, I think is a testament that students really enjoy it.
Whether it's to compete or just have some fun, UNL students show that bowling is more than just a game. It's about friendships and making memories along the way. This is a tradition that's been going on a long time here at UNL, and it's continuing to roll. So if you have some spare time, come on down and you'll have a ball. Reporting from the East Campus Bowling Alley, Mackenzie Noble, Nebraska Nightly.
Coming up on Nebraska Nightly.
Professional bull riding comes to Lincoln, and we spoke with one of the riders.
All after the break.
Social media is a daily part of many college students' lives, something we've become used to, but it can also be overwhelming and draining. Studies show that taking regular breaks from social media reduces stress and improves mental health. Too much screen time has been proven to increase anxiety, while stepping away helps you reconnect with the world around you. Take a break. Protect your mental health.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and LPD is conducting a distracted driving enforcement project. Beginning today and throughout the month, LPD officers will focus on speeding and red light violations, which the department says are two of the most committed traffic offenses by distracted drivers. In 2024, the LPD investigated nearly 4,000 crashes where a driver was distracted, inattentive, careless, negligent, or acting in an erratic manner. LPD offers some tips to avoid distracted driving. They include putting phones on Do Not Disturb, staying focused on the road, and obeying all traffic signals. This traffic enforcement project was made possible by a grant made from the Nebraska Office of Transportation Highway Safety Office.
The pinnacle of rodeo riding events came right here to Pinnacle Bank Arena Saturday night. The Professional Bull Riders League performed in Lincoln for their 27th stop of the Whiskey Velocity Tour. Nebraska Nightly's Nathan Ertzner saddled up with PBR athlete Connor Halverson to talk about Connor's upcoming performance.
Hailing from Gordon, Nebraska, Connor began his career in bull riding by hopping on calves during branding season. From there, he took his skills to the Sheridan County Fair.
I always got on calves and stuff at brandings. You know, I loved getting on them, and I always watched the PBR, and that, you know, that's something I wanted to do, is just get on something. And
the PBR hasn't just been a source of inspiration for Halverson. Since its inception, the PBR has captivated many bull riding fans.
We started watching it when he was 3 years old, and he's 21 now, so I don't know, it's just something we've been doing for many years, and it's exciting.
Such an exciting performance holds extreme risks. Riders face injury or even death every time they climb into the bucking chute. Despite the danger, Halverson still chooses to compete.
you know, car wrecks happen all the time, but you don't really think about it every time you get in your vehicle. You know, it's just something we show up to do, and you know, we don't think about it, but we always know that the risk is there, and it can happen. But
despite his top 3 finish in Wheeling, West Virginia just a few days prior, Halverson keeps his goal simple: ride the bull.
Just to stay on all my bulls and win the event. And you know, one of my goals is, you know, to put myself into that position to where I can get on the bounty bull for tomorrow and walk away with a little more cash.
All of us here, the cast and crew, we invite you to join us at Tanks. We get ready to bring the lights down inside the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Did you?
Nathan Ertzner, Nebraska Nightly.
Coming up on Nebraska Nightly,
a look at Husker baseball and softball,
as well as Husker hoops in the college basketball crown.
Stay with us.
Many of the brands you love don't love animals like you do. Look at the labels of products you use for a bunny logo signifying they don't lab test on animals. Check the label for those who aren't able. Start making the shift by visiting crueltyfreekitty.com today.
Nearly 1 in 3 Husker students struggle with food insecurity. Husker Pantry addresses food insecurity and a welcoming space, providing free food and personal items to UNL students in need. Due to high demand, the pantry often runs out of essential items. Help keep the pantry stocked by donating the most needed items, from canned food
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Emma Liberta. The Huskers had some ups and downs this weekend, but they're looking to have a positive week across the board. Starting out with the softball series against Purdue. In the 5th inning, we saw some fireworks as Hannah Kamenzen hit a solo home run into the trees in center field, making the score 3-2. And the fans loved that. Purdue responded in the 6th inning with Delaney Reef hitting one into the gap, extending the score 5-2. In the same inning, Jordan Ramos drives in another Purdue run, finalizing the score 6-2. Purdue steals the final game in the series to make it 1-2 Nebraska. At Haymarket Park, Nebraska hosts Creighton for a midweek update. Game time was moved up to 2:30 due to weather. The score is currently 6-4 in the bottom of the 7th. Last night, Nebraska took the stage in the first ever college basketball crown. The Huskers entered their first round matchup as favorites against Arizona State. The Sun Devils squad was missing a large portion of their squad to both the transfer portal and injuries, and despite the slow start, that led to the Huskers being down 8 at halftime.
After a 10-0 run in the second half, the Huskers breezed to victory. Bryce Williams led all scorers with 30 points, and Connor Asijan added 17 points. The Huskers move on to face Georgetown in the quarterfinals of the tournament. The game will be tomorrow at 6:30 on FS1. Bridger, what were your thoughts on the games this weekend?
I thought they were exciting across the board, and it's something to look forward to for these Husker squads. You look at softball and you look at baseball, their season's just getting started, and some big wins coming from them. And then for basketball as well, the Crown Tournament, it's going to be an exciting one for the rest of the tournament to see how it plays out.
For sure.
It's just an exciting time to be a part of Husker athletics as a whole.
Thank you, Emma. Today is April 1st, which means pranksters are out and about fooling friends.
Here on campus, Evan Donlinger and Bella Pitts found a few funny folks in the Nebraska Union. April Fool's Day is in full spring for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln students. A day filled with tricks and pranks, Dylan Coates chose to celebrate by pranking his friends.
My buddies was asleep, and so we did the old put stuff in his hand and then tickle him so he hits himself in the face. And we also put some on the back of his neck because he was sleeping weird. And then we took the batteries out of his remote for his TV, and
Not so lucky since he was on the receiving end of these jokes.
Not every April Fool's Day prank ends in laughter, as sometimes the joke can backfire. So be safe with your pranks, but most importantly, have fun. And I don't know about you, Austin, but I love a good April Fool's Day joke, especially with the creativity that we're seeing out of some of these people. It's a fun time of year.
It is fun. Unfortunately for me, I always fall for the pranks, so unfortunately, it's not the best day for me. I did see on TikTok today that Lainey Choyboy broke up with her boyfriend, and I was devastated.
See, it's always tough to see what is real and what isn't on a day like this. And well, there is rain in the forecast tonight with a slight chance of severe weather.
Nebraska Nightly forecaster Sophie Farrell takes a look at the rest of the week. Sophie?
Thank you, guys. So the 3-day forecast looking ahead, we're going to see some cloudy skies, and the sun may peek through a little bit on Friday with a high of 56, but a high of 64 on Wednesday, and 58 on Thursday. So how are you guys feeling about this weather? I know I would rather see the 80-degree weather we saw a couple weeks ago.
The warm weather is nice, but I do enjoy just a couple more weeks of getting in my sweaters and my long jeans before I'm sweating.
I tell you what, as great as it is when it's hot, I can tell you by July, all 4 of us are going to want the cool weather back. So you might as well enjoy it for now, because in July when it's 100 degrees, none of us are going to be having fun.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if it's time for me to break out my shorts just yet.
I do like when it's cold, but I can't wait until I can go outside and tan. It'll be nice for sure.
Yeah, and the sports that are a lot more enjoyable outside, I'm excited for the warm weather for sure. I'm a summer person.
Yeah, and speaking of sports as well, baseball, even though it's hot in July, a lot more fun to be watching a baseball game in shorts rather than in long sleeves and jeans.
Fully agree with that.
That's right. Thank you for tuning in to Nebraska Nightly.
You can find us on Instagram and X at Nebraska Nightly.
Tune in tomorrow at 4:30 to our Wednesday update show, and then on Thursday for our sports update.
We will have our next live show on Friday at 4:30. Have a good night.
Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.